Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. It is so awesome to be back with you guys. Well, I got to give a big shout out and say thank you to all of you who came out to yesterday's video. I had so much fun going to that carnival, and so many of you seem to enjoy it as well. I want to say thank you. Thanks for being part of my channel. Thanks for joining me on that adventure. And it's nice to relax. And I want to again say thank you to all of you who've been sending such beautiful and kind wishes for my mom for her healing. She is doing great, and we'll have her on again soon. Talked to her therapist today. They said she's making great progress. So I am very happy, and I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you. Love you guys. And Mom loves you too. Well, here it is Friday, and you know what that means? It's time for UFO Friday. That's right, and I wouldn't forget you guys. And I thought today I'd show you my jewelry that I'm wearing because this kind of ties in with our subject matter. You may notice, some of you have seen this before. In fact, I'll come closer so you can see it. This is a little starfish that I have, a little silver starfish, but isn't that great? And I love wearing this because, while I'm down here at Mom's, I'm at the beach and I'm wearing nautical, sea life themed things. And for those of you who are Wiccan, and you're kind of secret, you could wear a starfish pendant as a pentacle. It's a valid form of the pentacle. And if anybody looks at it and says, oh, it's a starfish, nobody will be none the wiser. Also, I got on a really cool cuff. I'm so excited. I've been looking for this cuff. I thought I'd lost it. And while I was down here, I found that I had stored it in a pocket in my suitcase and forgot about it. So look at this cool bracelet I have. This is a fish bangle. It's done in silver. If you can see it, it's got the head of a fish right there. There's the eye and the mouth and then the tail. In fact, I'll take it off and show it to you up close here. So this is a really cool little silver bracelet, bangle, whatever. A cuff bracelet. And there's the head of the fish, as you can see it. I didn't even see that. It's got an eye and a mouth. And the body is done like scales. Can you guys see that? It's hard to show it here. And then it's got the fish tail. Isn't that great? So it's like a fish wrapped around my arm. Hold on, I'm going to put this back on. I got to sit up here. But I was so happy to find this bracelet because I thought I'd lost it. And here it was in my suitcase the whole time. Anyway, so I'm wearing my fish bangle. I got my starfish. Now you're going to say, Psych Bob, that's cool. You're wearing sea stuff. But how's that tie in with UFO Friday? Well, let me tell you. While I was at the beach, I was thinking about how, as I've said it, all life comes from the sea. And I believe that's true. I believe it's true on this world. And I was thinking, that's probably true on other worlds out in space. And it got me thinking. I said, I wonder if there are any fish aliens. I never heard of fish aliens. And I was doing some amazing research. And anyways, I found an article, which I'm going to put in the box below this video. You'll see it. And scientists of NASA and other places are now saying that they believe that if life is going to evolve on other worlds, that it's more likely to evolve in a fish form rather than a human form. Because they speculate that many of the planets have a more watery environment than a terrain environment like Earth. At least the planets they've been studying and discovering. And so that got me thinking, what if life did evolve in a fish form? Not just fish, but like humanoid fish that could swim and think. And I was looking at, the whole concept of evolution, and I thought, well, given enough time and the right conditions, it's certainly possible for life to evolve. Back in the 1950s, there was a big craze. Maybe some of you remember this or have seen the movies. There was a movie I used to love as a kid called The Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's kind of scary. And, the creature from the Black Lagoon was believed to be like kind of a gill man, they called him, or like a fish man, who evolved out of an area where there was exposure to radiation. Supposedly radiation, in the 1950s, they had this big obsession with atomic energy and atomic bombs, right after World War II when atomic industry was starting. And so a lot of the science fiction dealt with kind of what-if scenarios. And the creature from the Black Lagoon was a creature that evolved out of an excessive amount of radiation that leaked into I think it was like a pond or a waterway, and this creature evolved from radiation. But if you haven't seen The Creature from the Black Lagoon, I recommend it. The original one, I think it was in 1953, 54. In fact, I'm going to put a picture up here of the original 1950s Creature from the Black Lagoon. So take a look at this. Here it is. So there you go. Pretty freaky, huh? Well, I love The Creature from the Black Lagoon. But I was thinking about alien abductions and alien encounters, and I don't recall reading any accounts of people who've encountered fish aliens. I thought, So I did just recently in my research run across an amazing article. In fact, again, I'm going to put the link to this article in the info box below this video. I want you please to go see it after this video. But there's a man out of Texas, the state of Texas in the United States, who is claiming that he believes he has had a direct encounter with a fish alien. And supposedly this happened, he was in bed and awoke one night to see standing over him a being who looked like part humanoid and part fish. And at first he thought it might have been a dream, but interestingly in the coming days, strange markings appeared on his body that are, to be honest with you, consistent with alien abductions. It's believed that many alien races are visiting the Earth, and some of them, such as the gray aliens and the reptilians, are believed to be abducting humans and studying their biology and doing experiments. But interestingly, in all of these cases, I've never heard of a fish alien being involved in this. Well, finally we have a case. And so I do want you to see this case below, because this guy gives, shows pictures of it and gives detailed description. And I won't go into every little detail. I want you to read the article. But it brings up the whole issue of how interesting that these articles both have come out recently. And there's a man claiming to see an alien that is like a fish-like being. And there are scientists now saying that, yeah, we think there could be alien fish life. Very, very interesting. Well, it's like I always say, all the science fiction of yesteryear is now the fact of today. And if we look back to things like Star Trek and the various movies, so much of that technology and those experiences are now in our world as reality. And so when I look back to the 1950s and I see the Gill Man, the creature from the Black Lagoon, I have to say, could it be that somebody in Hollywood, or maybe even somebody in the scientific community, leaked information that brought about that sort of revelation? Now, the creature from the Black Lagoon was believed to just be, like a science fiction thing. But then again, maybe fact and fiction are starting to blend. So I'm just curious. I've only found one case of somebody actually encountering a fish alien. But you know what? I don't doubt it. Because as I said, with enough time, enough evolution, enough right conditions, it's certainly possible these beings could exist. It's funny when you talk to scientific people and you say, well, I believe there could be, fish aliens. They'll laugh at you and say, oh, that's crazy. You believe in all that stuff. But really, if we use their own science against them or for them, it proves it. Evolution says, given enough time and the right conditions, beings evolve and change and form into new ways. So if a planet were a watery-based planet and were billions of years ahead of the Earth in evolution and had the right conditions, don't you think it's very possible that a being could evolve that was a fish-like creature? I certainly think so. And I hope you'll think about this. Now, I know I'm going to get some letters. Some people are going to say, well, Psychic Bob, duh, of course they exist. Don't you know about mermaids and mermen? Well, that's a good question. I know somebody's going to ask about that or make a comment. It's my belief that the mermaids and mermen that we hear about in various sailor legends are real. Many people have seen them. They've been documented cases and even into the modern day. However, where I'm going to draw the differentiation is that I believe that the mer people that we see on Earth are part of Earth's evolution. I don't believe they're from out in the stars. I believe those mer people are from right here. And I believe they're also connected to the Fae kingdom, which is based on the natural order of the earth. But the people that I'm talking about, the fish people, are a little different. Rather than looking like the mer people have the upper body of a human and the lower body of a fish. The people, the aliens I'm talking about, tend to have humanoid bodies, but the heads of fish. So they're a little different than the mer people. But I tell you, I really think that we're onto something. And I'm so excited that this guy in Texas had this experience, which may well be an abduction experience. I need to do more research on this, but I can tell you as a psychic, when I was walking at the sea, I was meditating on this, and I got the answer from the cosmos that yes, there are aliens that are fish-like that inhabit other worlds. So as a psychic, I can give you that statement. Now, science will argue with me, but I'm telling you, time will prove all of this. As I've said, in the coming next 2 years, I believe we're very close to alien disclosure. And who knows, at that time we might discover about the fish people. Whether we do or not at that time, we are going to know that life exists out there and that in other worlds. And so we're very close. And so for those of you right now who get mocked and people think you're crazy, don't you worry about it. You know in your heart that this universe is a vast place and that the divine God, infinite intelligence, goddess, however you want to call the creative power, has made life in many forms. And I always do. I always tell the scientists, I said, why is it so insane to believe that if life truly evolved on our world, which is by scientific and Darwinian theory, just a random place floating in space, why should this not happen on other planets? Now, you and I both know that there's really no just random chance. Everything really is aligned with divine order. Most people don't know that, especially the atheistic scientists. But those of us who are spiritual, we also know that the spirit evolves life. And as we've heard on Earth, many of the Lemurians came from the stars and came to Earth. So when we talk about fish aliens visiting the Earth, I don't think it's at all crazy. I think it's very possible, very probable, and it's got my vote. Anyways, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap it up today. I'm really tired. I've had a full day, but I am so glad you're here. And listen, keep it here for more tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. We're going to have our spiritualist class, and I hope our seance. We'll see how I do, but we'll have at least a class, maybe the seance. I'm not going to promise. It's been an intense week for me, but I'm trying to get back on schedule best I can. So here we are. We got UFO Friday. Listen, tell me in the box below, do you know anything about fish aliens? Have you ever seen one, heard of one? Maybe you know somebody who encountered one. Maybe you yourself have visited with them. I'd love to hear about it. You guys are the best. Listen, I love you. Thanks again for all your wonderful prayers for my mom. She is doing great, and I'm so thankful for all of you. So listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel. By the way, help me out. Like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends, and hit subscribe. Be part of our channel. We'd love you to be here. Now, stay here because right at the end of this video, we're going to have some pictures of fish aliens. And I want you to see these and see if this is like something you might have thought of or seen or heard of. And tell me in the box below your thoughts on fish aliens. Do they exist? What's your thoughts? Where might they be? Let's have a discussion. You guys are great. Love you. Thanks for being here. Listen, help me out. Like this, favorite it, share it with your friends. Please hit subscribe. Be part of our channel. We'd love you to be here. You guys rock. We'll be back here tomorrow for our spiritualist class. And until then, may you always, blessed